Good evening and welcome to the very first Adult Education online live information and Q&A event. We're so happy that you've decided to join us, be it live with us now, or you may even be watching it back on the recorded session that we're currently making. We hope to bring you up to speed with just some of the learning opportunities available to you as adult learners through West Suffolk College. Unfortunately, we can't cover everything that we do in just one evening, but please do feel free to contact us if you have any questions about courses or opportunities that aren't covered. During this presentation, you will have the opportunity to use the chat function to type any questions that you have, and we really are encouraging audience participation this evening. We'll have opportunities to answer your questions as we go, and we will finish off with a round of Q&A. And please, no question is a stupid question. If we don't get around to answering any questions that you send through, please don't worry, as we will be keeping a record of everything that's asked, and we will be making sure that the member of the adult education team that's relevant to the question gets back to you. My name is Ian Evans, and I'm a Learning Centre Manager. We also have with us colleagues from the adult education, accounting and access to university teams, as well as being lucky enough to have a current student with us who will guide us through what it's like to be an adult student with West Suffolk College. Firstly, let me introduce you to who we have as a part of our presenting and Q&A panel. We have Deborah Barton, the Head of Adult Education and Employability.
Good evening, everybody.
We have Rachel Williams, a Programme Lead for Adult Maths.
Hi, everyone.
We have Jill Cockman, a Course Director for Access to Healthcare.
Hello, everyone.
We have Joanne Chandler, the Head of Accounting and Finance Team. And we have Elaine Simmons, a Learning Centre Manager. And finally, we have Sherry Duran, who is currently studying on the Level 3 Access to Healthcare course.
Hi, everyone.
I will make sure to do my best throughout the session to direct your questions to the right person, but if you're looking to ask a question about a specific subject, then please do make sure to add this in your comments in the chat. As I mentioned, we aren't able to cover all of our adult education learning opportunities, but please be assured that if you do have any questions about what we have on offer, please do ask us in the chat. And if we don't know the answer straight away, be assured that we will come back to you with the answer as soon as we have it. What is being covered today will be a welcome and introduction to adult education from David Ruddy, the Executive Director for Adult Learning and Community Education, as well as Deborah Barton, Head of Adult Education and Employability. We will then hand over to Rachel Williams, who will guide you through what learning experience you're likely to expect when you're studying maths or English with us in the next semester. Jill Cockman will then guide you through the Access to Healthcare course offer, followed by Joanne Chandler, who will give you an overview of the AAT bookkeeping pathway. We'll then have a Q&A session with Sherry Duran about what life is currently like as an adult learner with West Suffolk College. And finally, Elaine Simmons will help guide us through the application and enrolment process, including how best to navigate the West Suffolk College website, before we move on to a roundup of Q&A covering some of the questions that have been coming through as we go. Once again, welcome and thank you for joining us. I will now hand over to Executive Director of Adult Learning and Community Education, David Ruddy, to introduce you to life as an adult learner with West Suffolk College.
My name is David Ruddy and I'm the Executive Director for Adult Education and Community Learning at the College. In this short presentation, members of my team and I will walk you through the benefits of adult education and our current offer. Adult learning offers many benefits, and the opportunities and options open to adults wishing to learn something new, retrain or upskill are constantly growing and evolving. Research suggests that when it comes to studying, adults have a wealth of knowledge and experience which helps them understand the subject areas. And typically, adults also discover their strong desire to succeed now that they are responsible for their own learning and the wider benefits this presents. For many adults, the idea of studying is daunting, and it's not unreasonable to accept some of the reasons given for not embracing adult education. However, when you consider the benefits of taking control of your career and future, they far outweigh those barriers. Learning something new acts as a workout for your brain and maintains an active mind. The challenge learning presents develops your brain, helping to become smarter and more creative. It may sound obvious, but adult learning expands your professional horizons. A new qualification presents opportunities to increase your salary, gain a promotion, or even move into a new career or job. Becoming better educated also allows you to become more accepting of new ideas and different cultures, beliefs and values, building a better life for you and your family. Learning something new can work wonders for your confidence and happiness, boosting your health and well-being. By stepping out of your comfort zone to learn something new, building your skill set and increasing your knowledge, you can boost your confidence and give you belief in yourself. Learning something new is both challenging and rewarding, helping to alleviate boredom and inspire you to succeed. When a child sees an adult in their life learning something new and enjoying it, it has a positive effect on them. They will be encouraged to enjoy their education, emulate you, and follow your lead when learning. By embracing adult education, you will have the opportunity to pass your passion for learning on to your children and grandchildren, improving their chances of success. Adult learning inspires future generations, benefits the economy, your communities, your country, but most importantly you. It really is never too late to learn. So, whether you become unemployed, are at risk of redundancy, looking for a career change, neither maths or English qualification, or just would like to learn a new skill for pleasure, we're here to help you get on the right track. Our adult learning offer ensures that there is really something for everyone. Our adult learning programs are delivered at the main campus in Bury St Edmunds and local learning centres in market towns across Suffolk and Norfolk, including Sudbury, Haverhill, Thetford and Ipswich, as well as workplaces and other local partner venues. Within our local learning centres, members of the community are able to drop in for advice and guidance, support with job seeking, retraining and integrated family support. Learning Centre staff are actively involved in preparing students for the next stage of their learning journey by providing a friendly and welcoming atmosphere, actively supporting and advising students on their chosen area of study. Over the next few slides, the team will walk you through our offer, but please don't forget we are here to help. So if you have any questions, please contact us or drop into one of our local learning centres. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deborah Barton and I'm the Head of Adult Skills for West Suffolk College. Now that you've heard all of the benefits of being involved in adult learning, I'd like to give you an overview of the courses available. Firstly, a large part of our adult education is in English and Maths, with courses available at all levels, so whether you need a Level 2 qualification such as a GCSE to be able to progress to a university course, or just want to be better at Maths to help your children with their homework, we have a course to suit you and your needs. You'll be able to work towards either a functional skills qualification or a GCSE, depending on your starting point. Our tutors and centre staff will work with you through some initial assessments so that we can best advise the most suitable course and route for you. If English is not your first language, we also offer a range of courses for speakers of other languages. We have courses from complete beginners through to intermediate and advanced. The ESOL Skills for Life qualifications include speaking and listening, reading and writing units, and many students, once successful within these, progress to our GCSE English classes. Of course, digital skills are becoming increasingly important, and we have a full range of courses ranging from short beginners classes of 4 weeks through to Level 2 functional skills qualifications. And from January, we'll also be offering the new Essential Digital Skills qualifications. These courses are now available fully funded and therefore incur no charges in exactly the same way as all of our English and Maths functional skills and GCSE courses. If you currently do not hold a qualification in these subjects, then they do not incur a fee to be able to study with us. They are completely free of charge. If you're looking to retrain or upskill and are looking for a new career, our Skills for Employment team offer a range of courses within specific vocational sectors. The key priority sectors for this year are logistics, adult health and social care, civil service careers, and also business administration. Our Get Ready, Get Into and Get Hired courses all offer the chance to gain qualifications, but also confidence and the opportunity to use your current skills to switch on a new career or a new vocation. West Suffolk College also offers specific qualification courses in business and finance, teaching, hair and beauty and construction crafts. And finally, we have a full range of level 2 certificates that can be studied completely online. The subjects are diverse and include those such as counselling, business administration, mental health first aid, understanding autism, working in adult social care, safeguarding and prevent, team leading, to name but a few. And all of these subjects can be studied in the comfort of your own home, and they are fully online courses. Qualification is not for you or not for what you need, then we have a range of leisure and community courses which you may be interested in joining. Languages are a firm favourite, and we offer subjects such as French, Spanish, Italian and Japanese. If you prefer to do something a little bit more hands-on, we have courses in pottery, photography, interior design, dressmaking, creative writing, floristry. We also have a range of arts and crafts such as macrame, watercolour, painting and mosaics. If you prefer something a little bit more active, we offer Pilates, yoga, body focus and also well-being opportunities such as mindfulness and meditation. And if you just want to do something as an extra interest, we offer introduction to things like psychology, starting a business, first aid and sign language. So if you're interested in any of the courses, whether they be the qualifications, the skills for employment, maths and English, digital skills, or the leisure and community courses, our team will talk you through each of those individual subjects. So take your pick and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you, Debbie, for that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to Rachel Williams, who's going to be guiding us through the maths and English and what life is like learning maths and English with West Suffolk College. I can see that some questions are already starting to come through, which is great. And I would urge anyone who thinks of a question whilst Rachel's talking, please do type it in the chat box, and then we will make sure to answer some questions once Rachel's finished, as well as obviously answering some at the end of the session as well. But I'll hand over to Rachel now to guide you through maths and English for adult learners.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Ian. Okay, has it flicked over to me? I can still see Ian in the corner of my screen, but hopefully you can see and hear me okay. So welcome, my name's Rachel. I am the programme lead for adult maths and I'm a tutor on the online functional skills maths classes. So I'm going to be speaking with you a little bit about what functional skills is and then looking at how our courses run and give you a little bit of an insight into what it's like to be a student with us. So functional skills. Maths and English as separate qualifications are designed to give you the skills that you need in everyday life. Maths, we look at non-calculator and calculator methods, and in English, you'll focus on speaking and listening, reading and writing. And these qualifications, as well as being very useful personally to develop your skills, they're valued by employers and provide progression on to further study. There are no formal entry requirements, and these qualifications are free if you don't hold a C or a level 4 at GCSE. When you first inquire about the course, you'll be asked to do an initial assessment, and this makes sure that you start at the right level for you. Many learners will join us perhaps at level 1, and they will continue working with us through level 2 and then on to GCSE. This semester, our courses are all online. They're intensive courses and they last for 12 weeks. These courses are accessed through Microsoft Teams, so everything is online. The only time that you will come into one of our centres is when you take your exams. They're taught in small groups, so we have a maximum of 10 to 12 learners in those groups. It's a really good size. It's really nice to actually get to know the group of people that you're working with, and they are usually mixed level groups. So you might be in a group of level 1 and level 2 learners, or you might be in one of our entry level groups. They're taught by very experienced and supportive tutors. We're all experienced in teaching online as well as in our subjects. So let's have a look at what your kind of weekly study will look like. Important thing about this course is that there's quite a lot of pre-class preparation to do, and this you will access through Teams. You'll need to set aside time during the week outside of your class times to do this, approximately 2 to 3 hours a week, although it will depend on the subjects and the topics that we're studying. You'll then come online with your wider group to have an online live teaching session, which will last an hour, and you will also then have some tutorials which will be online, and you will work through some problem solving exam style questions. These tutorials might be in a small group or they might be one-to-one, but they're a really good chance to ask any specific individual questions that you have. So let's have a look at what a class literally looks like. So this first picture here is just a screenshot of Teams. So you can either download the app or access it online. And this is where you will go to access your course materials. It's where you'll join our online sessions, where you'll complete your assignments. Your classes will look something like this to start with. So you'll be able to see the others on the group in the class, you'll be able to chat with them. And then the final slide just shows what it looks like during a live teaching session. So I or your tutor perhaps will be sharing some slides, and then your pictures will be there along the bottom. But it's very interactive. In terms of the support, you are an online learner. As I said, you may only come into college once at the end to do your exam, but you have access to all the college support systems. We have a progress tutor, Louise, who can work with you one-to-one, and you will also get to know the other learners in your group who can support you and encourage each other in your learning. So I'd just like to end with a few tips from our current learners. I'm just going to read one of them. So the top one says, don't feel silly because you're redoing your maths and English. The support is brilliant and you'll be amazed at how much you learn and gain confidence again. Thank you very much for listening. If you have got any questions, please do type those into the Q&A box.
You're on mute, Ian.
On mute, sorry about that. So yes, thank you so much, Rachel. Again, we can see some of the questions that are coming through now for you. So just going to read through a couple of questions, hopefully that you can answer, and then hopefully we can move on as well. So this one here. So are you aware when the next functional skills are available? I've applied for HE access to nursing in September. So if I don't get a place on this course, it's going to affect that course. So that's quite a popular question, and we find that a lot in the different learning centres. So when's the next time that somebody can apply and get onto a functional skills course?
Okay, so is it coming across to me? It's okay. So you can apply at any time for one of our courses. We have new courses starting every month at the moment. So I see that someone has put on about the course being full. It might be that the February start dates are full, but perhaps there will be space in the March thing. So I would say if you're at all interested in joining, contact your local learning centre. They will work with you to find a time and a course that suits you.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So the next one I've got here. So, okay. So I work with groups that want to learn English. Who want to learn English, or is there help to get people to enrol? So do we offer help and support for people to enrol?
Yes, definitely. So some people may find enrolling online the most straightforward thing to do, but the college is very much open. The staff are still here, so please do make a phone call to your local learning centre and someone will guide you through that process.
Excellent, thank you. So I've got another one here. So I work shifts. Do I need to be available to go to every class?
Because it is an intensive course, it is really important that you select a time where you can attend as many classes as possible. We understand that you're all adults, things come up, things happen that occasionally mean you can't come to a class. It's very important though that you intend to come to it all, and just be aware that if you cannot make it, you will need to catch up with that work. But we are here as tutors to support you, and we will work with you to put a plan in place for you to catch up if necessary.
Amazing, thank you for that. So just another couple more that have come through. So will there be lots of homework?
So there will be quite a bit, but not an overwhelming amount. What's really important is when you sign up and as you're starting the course that you think really clearly about when you're going to do your work. So I have some learners who say, right, Saturday morning is my maths or my English time. I get someone, the other half, to take the kids out and I focus then. Other people choose to do it differently. They say, well, I'm going to do half an hour every night. Things work differently for different people, but it is really important that you think very carefully, and your tutor can help you with this, about what works for you. But be aware that probably 2 to 3 hours outside of class times is a reasonable expectation.
Brilliant, amazing. I've just got one more for you, Rachel, before I'll allow Jill to go on to talk to us about the access to healthcare. So this one I think is quite an important one for some people. So this one says, I'm dyslexic and I've struggled with learning in the past. Will I be okay to do the course?
Yes. When you sign up for the course, let us know on your documentation. Before you start the course, you will meet with your tutor beforehand. That's a really good time to start discussing perhaps challenges that you faced in the past and also strategies that you have found helpful for you. Your tutor will work with you to support you. We also have our progress tutor Louise, who can work alongside people one-to-one, and we can arrange an exam access arrangement assessment, which perhaps may give you extra time or a reader or a scribe in the exam. So definitely don't let it put you off. There is support to help you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rachel. And I can see that the questions are still coming in, which is amazing. We appreciate everyone who's got questions, because that's the idea of the event today, is just to answer any of those questions, because it's a weird and wonderful world that we're currently in and everything's a little bit different. So we appreciate that everyone's going to have a few questions. So do keep those questions coming in. Rachel's not going anywhere and she'll be here at the end of the event. So if we have got any questions that are relevant to English or maths, then we'll still have Rachel here to answer them in a moment. But if I could now hand over to Jill Cockman with the access to healthcare.
Hello everyone. Welcome to you all this evening. I'm here to talk to you about the access to HE courses, and in particular the health professions course. So access courses are fabulous courses that run over one academic year. And they're designed specifically for adult learners wanting to come back to study, to get the qualifications they need to go on to higher education. So it could be you've got a particular university course that you'd like to apply for, and this will help you to get the qualifications that you need. And the course is equivalent to having 3 A-levels. So this year we've run classes in Thetford on a Tuesday and Thursday. So just to give you an example, Tuesdays was 9:15 to 3:30, Thursday was 9:15 to 4:30. So it's 2 days a week that you would need to be available to study. So the health professions course in particular, it used to be called Access to Nursing, so some of you may recognise it as that. It's been renamed as Health Professions. So it's designed for adult learners who particularly want to go on to university to train to become healthcare professionals. So it could be you're interested in becoming an adult nurse, mental health nursing, speech and language therapy, children's nursing, midwifery, social work, ODP. There's a whole range of courses that this would give you access for at uni. Or it could be that you want to study a more academic subject such as psychology or sociology or science, physiology, and again this will give you the stepping stone that you need to go on to university. So we recommend, although there's no formal entry requirements, we recommend very strongly that you have a functional skills, maths and English qualification at level 2 before you start the Access course in the September. All universities, no matter what the course, will require a maths and English qualification. Some universities and courses will accept functional skills, and some will require a GCSE in maths, English and science, as well as the level 3 Access diploma. So I would say if you've got an idea of which course and which university you're interested in already, make sure you do a little bit of research behind the scenes and check the requirements for the course that you're interested in, because the requirements are all different. And Rachel's already given us a really great introduction into the maths and English courses available. So it could be, if you want to start the Access in September, you've got time to get that maths and English in place if you don't really already have the level 2. So what will you study? The Access to HE diploma comprises 60 credits in total. They're split, as you can see on the slide. Physiology gives you 21 credits, 9 credits of psychology, 9 of sociology, 6 credits of maths, 6 credits of study skills, and you also do an independent research project. So these subjects are all designed to prepare you for university. The independent research project is a bit like a mini dissertation that you do in your final year at uni. The study skills are underpinning skills to help you with that whole return to study, and help you with essay writing, Harvard referencing, and all those skills that you'll need. The maths, again, is a module that's part of the Access course, but it's not a standalone qualification. So you would still need to get a separate functional skills or GCSE maths qualification before uni. So how will we be assessing you? So there's a variety of assessments that we do on the course. So it could be an essay, it could be a research report, could be a presentation, or it could be an exam. So if the word presentation fills you with dread, as it does for a lot of people, lots of us don't like speaking out at the front of the course, please don't let it put you off. It's a really supportive environment. The tutors are supporting you, your fellow students will support you, and it's a really good thing to try and break the ice with, to stand up and speak in front of your classmates who are all supporting you before you go on and have to do it as an assessment at university. So we teach you lots of skills to help you with different methods of writing, and it's all about preparing you for life at university. So thinking about the course fees and the costs, so it very much depends on your circumstances at the moment. If you're aged between 19 to 24 years and you don't already have a level 3 qualification, then there's no charge for the course and the fees are waived. If you're between 19 and 24 years and you already have a level 3 qualification, then you're able to apply for the Advanced Learner Loan, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. And if you're 24 plus and you either do have a level 3 or you don't have a level 3 qualification, again, you can apply for the Advanced Learner Loan to help fund your tuition fees. So the Advanced Learner Loan is some government funding that's designed to help adults returning to study to enable to get the qualifications they need to change their career or follow a new career. And it's available to everyone, provided that you are 19 years old on the first day of your course, that you're living in the UK on the first day of your course, that you are a UK national or you have settled status. This means there are no restrictions on how long you can stay in the UK. You must have been living in the UK, the Channel Islands or Isle of Man for 3 years before you start your course. There are a few exceptions, so I would say to Google the Advanced Learner Loan, it's gov.uk, and to find out, just to make sure that you are eligible and you don't fall into an exception, and you can always contact us for clarification to help you with that. So the beauty of having the Advanced Learner Loan for the Access course is if you then go on and successfully complete your degree, you can apply to have the loan for the Access course written off. So effectively you wouldn't have to pay for the Access course at all. However, you do have to successfully complete your degree and provide evidence of that. But it's a really useful way of funding your tuition, and it can help you get onto the next step of that dream career, whatever that might be. So in summary, the Access courses, which are run throughout our centres, enable a really supported return to study. It's a really supportive learning environment. The tutors are there to help you succeed. And we love hearing all your success stories as students go off and they send us photos of them in their first day of uniform as a nurse or a paramedic or whatever it might be. And we love to keep in touch with all our students. We help you to apply to university. You'll have a timetabled session between September and Christmas to help you apply to university via the UCAS system, because that can sometimes seem a little bit daunting, but we support you with that. The course will provide you with the skills that you need at university. And then it also helps you to take that first step to acquiring your dream career. If you've always dreamt of being a nurse or a midwife, the course will allow you to take those steps that you need to achieve that dream career. So I hope that's given you a little insight into the course. And if you have any questions, then please put them in the chat and we'll be here to answer them for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jill. That was an amazing presentation, and I can see the questions coming through, and also you sort of answer them, the questions that are coming through at the same time as well. So I think it was a really nicely in-depth presentation that you've delivered. But I will just go back through some of the questions that have been coming in, just because you might want to just reiterate and make sure that we're nice and clear on them. So the one question here, so can I get funding to do the course? And it might also just be pertinent just to talk about what the process is and what support is offered to help that student access that funding.
Yes, I hope I partly answered your question talking about the Advanced Learning Loan, and it also depends your age as you start the course. We can give you a lot of support to help you with the Advanced Learning Loan. We'll send you the link that you'll need, and we'll be here to answer any questions that you might have if you get stuck on the application process. And we also monitor the success of the loans as you start the course to make sure it's all in place when you start in the September. You'll be asked to provide some ID, maybe a birth certificate or a copy of your passport, just to confirm your ID. But other than that, it's generally quite a smooth process.
Excellent, thank you so much. Asking the next question then, so I might just elaborate on it also. So the next question is, can I go to university with this course? And if I can also just add, what sort of courses can the person expect to go on to study at university with from this course?
Yes, so with access to health professions, it's designed just for that, health professions particularly. So it's going to be adult nursing, children's nursing, mental health nursing, ODP, which is operating department practitioner, could be you want to be a social worker, and there's a whole range of health professional courses, or it could be a more academic subject like psychology or sociology, and we also offer degrees in those subjects at university studies at West Suffolk College. So any of those subjects, a very wide range of health professions that you can access with this course.
Amazing, thank you so much, Jill. I've just got one more question that's just come through before we then hand over to Joanne to talk us through a bit about what life is like in the AAT team. So this one last question then is, where have I put it? Okay, prerequisites. I think you might have already answered it, but just to double check. So are there any entry requirements or prerequisites to then get onto the Access to Healthcare course?
Yeah, so we recommend really strongly that you have a level 2 maths and English qualification, because all the universities will require that. And working at level 3, it makes a lot of sense, and it's much better for you if you've already got that grounding at level 2 in both maths and English. It gives you a much stronger start, base start. So I would say speak to Rachel if you want any more information Maths, English, and if you don't already have those in place, there's still time to get those between now and starting in September on the Access course.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jill, for your time. And again, Jill's not going anywhere, so please do feel free to put any questions you have in the chat function, and we can get those all rounded up at the end and anything else cleared up and answered for you. But now I'd love just to hand over to Joanne Chandler, the head of AAT, the accounting team.
Great, thanks, Ian. Okay, my name is Joanne Chandler and I am the head of accounting, finance, sustainability. What I'd like to talk to you about today is the offer of AAT courses. So what do we need to know? Well, basically the fundamentals of finance is at the heart of every business. It's basically a numbers game, and by making those numbers work in your favour, then you're going to be successful. However, if you fail the fundamentals of finance, it's pretty much game over in a business. And that can be applied also into our lives. So what we can do is you could look at studying an AAT level 1. And this course is for anyone who is either new to finance and accounting, or anyone that just thinks that maybe they need to know a little bit more about actually what happens with. During the course, you will learn some of the terminology, look at some documentation, the accounting records, learn some of the bookkeeping principles, and start to look at areas where you might have made errors in the accounts and reconciliations. The level 1 bookkeeping course is a very basic course. It is only for 6 weeks, which is made up of 5 weeks. So that could either be done one evening a week or at college. And on the 6th lesson, what you would do is you would undertake a very short 1.5 exam. And you would know instantaneously there and then whether you are competent or. This course, as it's a starter course, it comes at £170. And for that £170, what you do is you get to attend all of our lectures, which are by highly qualified accountants, get the books, and you get your exam. However, the level 1 bookkeeping course is potentially a funded course. Actually, you could gain the qualification free. So along with the course fee, what we expect you to provide is you will need your own pen and paper, because lots of writing and lots of numbers, and a calculator, and also if you could. In addition to this though, there is what is an AAT membership, which currently is £1. What this means is that you become a student for the AAT organisation. And again, this is a great organisation that offers you support, maybe your new skill or just understand finance. And by paying that membership fee, you get additional questions, you get to enter into forums and meetings. So it's really, really kind of a progress through. So if we look just a little bit more detail at what actually will be. So we'll understand the bookkeeper. So what does that mean? Well, it means you understand all the different you may business. You start to look at the transaction. So is it a purchase transaction or a sales transaction? You understand some of the errors, and you get an introduction into ethics. What makes a good? You get to learn an understanding about all of the financial transactions. So have you been trading in cash? Not many people now do. Mostly it's all done credit. So how does that work through business? You get to understand key terms such as assets and liabilities, income and expenses, how we record, and an introduction into double entry. Basically, if you want to be an accountant, you live by entry. It carries on right from level 1 right. We learn about the different types of transactions and how we record. And then we look at actually processing payments and receipts. So start with, you would record the transaction into your business. And then secondly, how do we record it when those transactions are paid? So that gives you the level 1 qualification. And like I say, it's a very short introduction into accounting to see whether or not you like this. And it could be because you want to change career. If you enjoy the level 1 qualification, then you can continue on AAT learning, which means you can undertake a level 2 qualification. There's 2 types of level 2 qualification. You can get what is known as a Bookkeeping Foundation certificate, which is where you take 2 further exams in bookkeeping transactions and controls. This course is a 12-week course, which means you get 5 weeks of short lessons followed by another short exam, then another 5 weeks of and another short. If, however, you are really new to finance and you want much better understanding of accounts, you could do is a Bookkeeping Foundation qualification in accounting, which was where you would go and do those additional 3 years. So you'd look at elements of using accounting software, which is where we teach you how to use Sage, and then working effectively. So to get a level 2 qualification at AAT, it could be just a short one, which will take you, like I said, or you could study it over a whole. Upon successful completion of either the short course or the full course, you are allowed to progress on AAT level 3 course. And here what we're doing is we're starting to actually look a bit more in detail at what's involved in becoming a bookkeeper. We look at advanced bookkeeping, which is where you start to consider those adjustments that accountants make at the end of the year to show that your accounts are showing a true and fair position. We take a look at indirect tax, or you know it as VAT. So what incurs VAT? How can we refill in the returns? We look around a huge module around management accounting, which is where if you're working within an organisation, how you decide to price something. And this looks mainly around actually a manufacturing business. So how you would manufacture something with batteries, would determine then what to sell. And then we look again at ethics, and ethics appears in every single exams, but we have a huge module on it at the level 3. And then we also look at spreadsheets, whole module, how to use Excel. And Excel is a really powerful tool and used by accountants at all levels. So the whole exam for the level 3 exam is actually based. For all these exams, you need to get 70% to pass. Quite a lot of our students, particularly at level 2, get 100%. So you can see they're not exams that are trying to trick you, they are wanting you and once you finish the level 3 and go on to do a AAT level 4 qualification. Upon successful completion of the level 4 qualification, you will be a qualified bookkeeper. The level 4 qualification is made up of financial statements of limited companies, where we look at preparing those financial documents. So if anyone's ever been on company's house and you get a profit and loss account and a balance sheet, well, this is the unit that actually out how to do. We then look further into those management accounting modules, doing a little bit about budgeting and the importance of budgeting, and then a lot around why a business might undertake certain either a new product or why we might invest in new buildings. So at level 4, what we're looking at is not necessarily the learning of bookkeeping, but actually the applying of it and the advising of clients what would be best for that. We also then have two optional units that we look at, which is business tax. So how do we work out needs to pay incorporation tax, and then also calculating, which is all in everyone. Nobody likes to pay tax. Once you've completed the level 2, 3 and 4, you, let's say, will be a qualified, which means you can go out into the workplace and prepare people's accounts up to what is known as the trial balance. You could set up your own business, which would be really great. Being a bookkeeper is a really flexible job in terms of being able to work from home, being able to work online. So it really is a great qualification. If you've got to the end of level 4 and you're thinking, this is totally amazing, I just love accounts, because then actually you can progress further. And where can you progress to? Well, basically you can go to infinity and beyond, I like to say. You can go on to become a qualified accountant. It's only another 10 exams. You could go on to then work in whatever industry that you want, because in every single business there is somebody there. So the possible roles available to you, you could just become a bookkeeper, you could become an accounts payable clerk, you could be a credit controller, you could become, like I say, an accountant, or you can just be a very sensible business owner that actually understands the financial documents that are taking place in that organisation and making a really good profit, because that's what is the average salary. So if you're just a student and you're studying AAT, well, you could be looking at anywhere around £20,000 a year, which is a huge sum. Once you're getting up to being a qualified AAT, you're looking at around 30,000. And if you are a fellow, which means you've got 5 years post experience of being qualified, then you're looking at anywhere around £37 to £40. Now these are just guides, because actually if you're very good at your job and you've got a very good boss, you could quite easily, as a qualified AAT member, be earning in excess of 40. So you all think, wow, that's amazing, I definitely want to do this course, I want to understand my finances better, or I want to change my career. Where do you need to go from here? Well, go onto the AAT website. There's something called a skills checker. It asks you a series of questions, and basically it will tell you the level it thinks people could join at. Because you don't need to necessarily start at level 1. You can start at level 2, 3 or 4 if you're already working in finance, or potentially you have a business degree, any other. This helps you to have an understanding. The skills checker is only a guide. So actually if it said you could start at level 3 and you think, well, I'm not really sure that I really understand maybe costing, you can start at the level. You don't have to do it. We would just never put you. So what to do from here? If you want to enroll in any of our courses, we have them starting during the daytime and in the evening. We have them starting throughout the year. The best thing to do is to get in touch at training@West Suffolk. Okay. Like I say, some of our courses are funded. You could potentially have a level 2, 3 or 1 funded. The level 4, unless an employer at that advanced loan. But otherwise, please sign up to the AAT courses. Being a bookkeeper or an accountant is fantastic, and your world is your oyster. Thank you very much.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Joanne. That's really insightful, and I especially like the bit where you tell me how much I'm going to earn if I come and do your course. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. So as usual, I'll just head over to some of the questions that have been rolling in for you. Again, you may have already answered them, but it's good just to sort of reiterate on some of the points that are being made. So this question here: so do you recommend taking a maths course before doing any of your AAT courses for people that aren't particularly strong with maths?
No, not necessarily. If you've got a basic understanding of maths, then that's completely fine. The level 1, 2 and 3 is very basic maths, and we talk you through all of the calculations, and it's all done with calculators.
Brilliant. Okay, and another one. So will the course days change during the course? So the actual days where learners are expected to actually sit with the tutor, will the days change at all?
No, so once you sign on for a course, that course will stay on the same day. So it will either be always on a Tuesday evening between 6 and 9, or always on a Wednesday between 9:15 and 4:30. But we have them take place Monday to Thursdays during the day, and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Excellent. And just another couple more before we move on to Sherry, our student for the evening. So do you have to do the level 1 before going on to the level 2? I appreciate you've already mentioned that, so maybe just elaborate on what you'd expect for somebody who are quite happy just to jump onto the level 2.
So the level 1, generally people sign up to the level 1 course if they're unsure of whether they like the idea of finance. So it's a much shorter course. So the level 1 course is kind of aimed at someone that's maybe considering becoming an accountant or a bookkeeper, but not quite sure whether they like that. So we'd get them to do the level 1 as a little taster. But quite often people do just go straight in at the level 2, because again, it's only the basics that we learn at level 2 and jump.
Okay, and the last question at the moment before we move on. So what job am I likely to get with a level 1 or a level 2 in bookkeeping?
Level 1 or level 2 bookkeeping, you would probably get an accounts clerk. So someone may be looking to be a credit controller, or just looking at one area in finance. So you'll deal with all with sales or all with purchases. It's only when you get on to maybe the level 3 and the level 4 that you would be able to do all of the areas in accounts. But it does depend on the organisation that you're working in. So some organisations will only have one person working in finance, while as other organisations may have 100 people working in finance.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate your time on this one, and as always, Joanne is sticking around, so please do keep those questions coming through, and we'll do a roundup of questions at the end. So thank you so much, Joanne, for that. So now's the time. It's quite an exciting time for us to introduce Sherry Duran here on the chat with us, and I've got a few questions to ask Sherry, and hopefully bring out what the life is like currently as a current student for West Suffolk College. So good evening, Sherry.
Hi Ian. Hi everyone.
Are you well?
I am, thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So as I've just said, I'm just going to do some questions for you. Feel free to elaborate on them and just try and give us a full sort of warts and all picture of what student life is like with West Suffolk College as an adult learner now. So just to start us off with, so just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you've chosen to study the access to healthcare with West Suffolk College.
Yeah, sure. So I spent 15 years working for a large advertising group in London. I'd always kind of regretted not going into midwifery when I was younger, but kind of put it off because I was quite comfortable where I was. And then due to the COVID pandemic, I was made redundant last May. And kind of took that as a sign that I was supposed to change careers, I guess. So here I am.
Brilliant, amazing. So you've actually started your course this academic year. So again, we're going through these sort of the lockdown phases and during the pandemic. So you have been in a classroom. So tell us what learning was like when you were in the classroom.
It was really good. It was, I think I certainly had my reservations about going back to education as a mature student. But to be in a classroom with people that are in a similar situation to myself, we're all a bit older. all come from various different backgrounds. Most of us have children, so it's nice to be with people that kind of face the same challenges as me. But yeah, I mean, it's great. The tutors are great. The transition to online learning has been really good. So,
well, that was my next question. So, how have you found the virtual classroom now?
It's been really good. Like I say, we do everything via Teams. So it's kind of, as a learning experience, it's kind of the same. I mean, obviously you miss kind of being face to face with people, but the tutors are really supportive. You know, we're all trying to balance children and homeschooling and that side of things. But yeah, we've got everything that we need there, the material and stuff, if we do need to catch up later on, because obviously because of everything that's going on, it isn't always possible to be online kind of as and when the lessons are going on.
Of course, yeah. And you sort of alluded to challenges faced by yourself and other classmates. You do have shared challenged experiences. So what are some of the challenges that
I think,
and some of your compatriots as well?
Yeah, I think the main one is time management, and trying to balance everything. And I think that was my main concern before I started. Like just finding time. Most of us work and have families, obviously, plus the studying that we have to kind of work around that at the moment as well.
Absolutely, yeah. You're all doing such an amazing job with both yourself and the tutors, like you say, to make all of the balance work for you. So talk to us a little bit more about the sort of support that you are finding that you're getting from some of your tutors.
Well, I mean, they're always at the end of the phone or email. We have regular tutorials. If we need any support, we're in the process of working on our independent projects at the moment. So Jill's getting called in regularly, I think.
Excellent. And if anything, please be something. Tell us what you've enjoyed so far this year.
Using my brain again, to be honest. Like I said, I'd spent quite a long time doing something that I was quite comfortable with, and I was apprehensive whether I had the same capacity to retain knowledge after having children. So it's been good to realise that I do, and yeah, just learning again really has been the main thing for me.
Amazing, thank you so much. And so we've spoken already a bit about having to balance things. So I mean, is there like an average amount of time that you've had to set aside per week to be able to now sort of study whilst balancing life as well?
Yeah, I'd say it varies on, you know, whether we have assignments due and stuff like that, or whether we need to revise for exams. But I'd say anywhere between sort of 5 and 6 hours a week on top of our lessons. Can be less, can be slightly more, but if you balance your time right, it's totally doable.
Amazing, thank you. So have you got any advice for somebody who's thinking about joining up to in particular the Access to Healthcare course, but any other adult learning course at this time?
I'd say I think it's worth, you know, if there's any sort of course specific questions, getting in contact with the college, you know, if there's anything that you're unsure of. But I think I'd say go for it. You know, you need to balance your time. You need to be focused and willing to put the time in and the effort in. But yeah, it's definitely manageable.
Brilliant, thank you. I've just got a couple more and then I'll let you go. So
Yes. No.
You already sort of alluded to it, but tell us what you're hoping to go on to achieve after you finished your current course.
So I've got a place to study midwifery at UEA come September. So that's my plan.
Amazing. And have you got anything else that you have to say about learning, or any more advice or anything else just to finally say before I let you?
No, like I say, I think you've got to be willing to put the time and the effort in. But I think I don't regret it for a second. So yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, it's slightly daunting going back to uni in my 30s, but yeah, here we are.
That's been amazing. Thank you so much, Sherry. And like I say, if you can stick around as well, and if anyone on the chat has got any questions to ask, please do ping them through, and then we'll make sure to guide them your way at the end of the chat. But thanks again, Sherry. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Amazing. So we're coming towards the end of our live event now, and hopefully, if we've given you a good idea of some of the pathways and some of the studying opportunities, then we've got now Elaine, who's on the line, who's going to talk us through the enrolment process and how to navigate around West Suffolk College website. So I'll just hand over to Elaine Simmons. You're on mute, Elaine.
Mute. Of course I am. There's always one, and it will be me, obviously. Just want to say, thank you for watching the presentations. I'm aware that it's been quite a long evening, so I'm not going to say too much this evening. What I will talk to you first about is how to navigate your way around the college website. So you go to www.wsc.ac.uk and you are presented with the homepage. From here, you've got several options. Start with the search box, and if you know the course code that you're looking for, you can type that in, and hopefully, if everything is working properly, you will be presented with a course. So English Functional Skills, you can open that up. Once you get there, you can see all of the information that you need to know about the course, what the entry requirements are, what the qualifications are, what you'll learn, and an apply online button. So that's the first way of navigating around the course. If you don't know the course code, you can, in the same search button, type the word that you were looking for. So if you were looking for English, you can type English. And you will see then that anything that mentions English in the course title will come up, or anything that mentions English in the subject will come up. So you'll need to scroll down to find the course that you're looking for. So we're looking for English Functional Skills in Haverhill. We click it and it takes us straight back to that same page. So that's the second way. If you're not sure what you're looking for, you're not sure where you're looking, now you have the option to go to the adults page, which is a tab on its own. You open up the adult page and you can see that here you've got some lovely buttons which will give you sectors for courses. So Maths and English, ESOL, leisure courses. Once you open these buttons up, you'll be presented with more information about the courses, about how they're delivered and what your options are. Click into English, you'll have your list. And again, that's your third way and you're back to the same page. So that's the easy way of navigating around the course, around the college website. The adult page is going to look a little bit different too. Some of the classes that we're running obviously can't take place because we can't do them face to face. We're doing a lot of courses online. They are funded, so you'll find that there are lots of things there that you can just have a little taste of that won't cost you very much money. And if you can't find what you're interested in, then soon there'll be a little button here that says feedback. So we're always looking for feedback. If you can't find what you're looking for, then drop us a line, put something in the feedback, tell us what you're looking for, tell us you couldn't work your way around the course, around the website. Anything that you can give us as feedback will help us make the experience better for other people when they come back to visit the website. On a side note, if you can't find a course that you would like to deliver, we're always looking for tutors. So if you think you could deliver something to us, get in contact with one of your local centres. You'll find where we are here on this adult page. Drop us an email, just tell us what you'd like to deliver, give us your ideas, and actually we're always looking for things, so we're happy to work with you on that. Once you've made your choice, you've decided on your course, you've clicked the apply button, then you will have your information sent through to your local centre, and somebody from the admin team will get in touch with you and talk you through the process. You'll get sent the assessments, which Rachel talked about earlier. Please don't be scared about these. They're not tests. We're not trying to trick you. We don't want to put you off learning. We just need to know what you know now and where we can support you best. That might be English, it might be maths, it might be ICT, but we're about supporting your learning. So do the assessments to the best of your ability, and then we'll talk to you about where you are and where you can go based on what we can see that you already know. What you also get is a link for a digital enrolment form. I think I need to stop sharing and reshare so that you can see. Can you all see the digital enrolment form now? Yeah, just checking. Can everybody see it?
Just got you at the moment, Elaine, I think.
Just got me. Oh, well, okay. Share. How's that? Can you see it now?
It's coming through now. Yep, we've got that.
Perfect. Okay. So you will be sent a link for a digital enrolment form. You've got options to apply for more than one course if you want to, and we will ask you for quite a lot of information. Now, because the courses are funded, we do need the information. It does need to be right, and you do need to be able to prove some of it. So alongside your personal details, we'll ask you about where you've lived, whether English is your first language. We'll ask you for identification, and we'll ask you for some other stuff. Now, identification for some people is a bit of a problem. It says take a photo of your ID, and it says passport or driver's license. Now, if you haven't got those, don't worry, because you cannot upload your birth certificate. If you've got nothing, if you've lost your birth certificate, if you don't have a passport, you don't have a driver's license, contact your centre. Don't look at this and go, well, that's me then, I can't do the course, because we'll always find some way around this. We'll always be able to suggest a different form of ID. What I would ask is that people don't upload selfies. They take a look and it says, please add a photo. We get some lovely selfies, but unfortunately we can't accept them as ID. When you go on to the next page, general questions about whether you're in employment, what your ethnic origin is, whether you have maths and English, and what your prior learning is. This, once again, is all just so that we can make sure that the course is appropriate for you and we can help you study something that you want to study and that will be useful to you. When you go on to the final page, you will see that it will ask you about course fees and about whether your employer is paying for your course. Now, if your course is less than, if you earn less than £17,004 per year, you won't pay for a course. If you are on some means tested benefits, you will not pay for a course. However, we will ask you to upload proof of this, so you might have to upload a contract or you might have to upload a payslip. I understand that for some people that's quite sensitive, but once we've done with all the information that we need, all of those photographs are destroyed and nobody sees them that doesn't need to see your photograph. So you don't need to worry about those things. You just upload them, we check them out, and we get rid of them. Once we've got all of this information from you, we will come back to you and we will walk you through the final step of the process. Now, this might be a Zoom call, or it might be a Teams meeting, and we'll just check your ID with you and we will discuss with you the options available to you. So when the courses are, so I know that some people have already said that they've been told that their courses are full. Courses are coming online all the time. So we try to make a telephone call to you so that we can look at the schedule at the time and put you into something straight away so that you know you've got a space and you can start your learning. The other benefit of doing a Zoom call or a Teams call is so that you can check that you've got the technology and that your computer is working, and you will actually be able to join the classes and you know what you're doing. So it just gets over that first sort of nerves before the classes start. I hope what you've taken away from this is, because I know the forms are daunting, I know there's lots of questions, is that actually we're here to support you. Everybody has said that. Sherry said that, and the tutors have said that. What we like to think is that anything you ask us, we'll be happy to help you with. Any question you can think of, we will be happy to answer. Any support that you need, somebody will be there to offer that support. So if it's the tutor that you need support from, you will get that support. If it's an admin question, then somebody in one of the centres will help you. They'll help you fill out the enrolment form. They'll help you find the ID that you need. They'll talk you through the process of uploading things if you can't work out how to do it. And then when you're on the course, you'll find that the other people in the group will also support you and that you'll help each other. So you might find lots of reasons not to apply for a course, and adult learners have got things going on. They've got work, they've got children, they've got home. As Sherry said, there's lots of things that you have to balance. But once you've done that application, once you've found your course, once you've filled in your paperwork, once you've done all the admin and you're on that programme, then actually we are here to make those next steps of your journey as easy for you as we can. So look on the college website. It's changing all the time. There are new courses coming online all the time. There'll be some over the next couple of weeks in leisure courses. There'll be new courses for maths and new courses for English, which you can join. And just take that first step. Do the application, talk to the teams, don't be put off. And we're really looking forward to having you as students here at West Suffolk College.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Elaine. That's really insightful and really helpful and useful to help guide us through. And I think the sort of the overriding message there was we're here to support and we're here to look after you. So again, as we've said here, no question is a stupid question, and you can come to any member of West Suffolk College staff and ask a question, and we'll be sure to try and make sure to get the answer for you. So Elaine, I'm not going to ask you specific questions just now because I can see all the questions coming through. So what I'm going to do now is move on to the open Q&A. So if anyone has any of those sort of questions that they're not too sure if it's a silly question or not, stick it in the Q&A box now, and we'll just run through, and I'm going to sort of direct some of these questions that are coming through to the panel. So unmute buttons at the ready, please, panel. So Elaine, I am going to ask you the very first one in all fairness, and this question came through on the chatter a while ago. So I'm a very mature student who took Maths GCSE last year, gaining a level 8. This year I'm taking GCSE English. I found both courses stimulating and wish to know if there are any other courses that you would recommend to keep my mind active. They do not need to be exam based, as I'm a retired person. I'm not looking for a new career, but do you recommend anything else or where to go to find some other courses that we can offer?
So the first thing I would say is well done. You know, a level 8 is absolutely amazing, so congratulations. And actually, you prove that age is no barrier to learning. So once you've finished your GCSE English, and we wouldn't suggest you necessarily think about doing another course whilst you're doing that, because you're coming up to the point where you need to be doing coursework and thinking about whatever exams will be in place at the end of your course. We do have a number of level 2 online courses in all sorts of subjects. You can do them from home. You can do up to 3 in any one academic year. You can pick subjects that you like the look of. So it could be that you fancy doing something on mental health, or you could fancy doing something on health and nutrition, or we have event management, or there is specific learning difficulties, or there is adult social care or dementia. So there's, I think, 22 different subjects, and they're all funded, so it won't cost you anything to do, but you can then choose the course and then tailor to learn around whatever is going on in your life at the same time. So those are perfect.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Elaine. So moving on then, the next question I'm going to point at Jill, I'm afraid. So Jill, will there be any help and advice available for writing a personal statement?
Yes, so we have a dedicated timetable session between September and Christmas that's all about applying to university. And during that sessions, we give you lots of support on writing the personal statements. We work on drafts with each of the students. There's a lot of support to help you with that.
Excellent, amazing. Thank you, Jill. So the next one, I'm going to head towards Joanne. Joanne, I'll just ask if you can just move closer to your microphone, because you were coming through a little bit quietly when you were presenting. So I think it will work a little bit better if you do that. So this question was, I'm doing a maths course level 2. Can I enroll for AAT course at the same time?
That order comes down to your commitment to studying, really, because obviously you'll have coursework to take for your maths qualification. You will also need to be studying for your AAT outside of classroom time. So a level 2, generally we would recommend between 2 and 3 hours a week. Some people do more, some people do less, but yes, you'll definitely need to be studying for the AAT. So if you've got that spare time, then you can definitely do both at the same time. It all comes down to your personal circumstances.
Super, thank you so much, Joanne. This one, a couple of questions for Sherry. I think you've already answered one of them anyway, but I'll ask it again just so you can reiterate. So the first part of the question, how did you find the application process? And then the second part was, what do you hope to do after the course?
So the application process was super easy. It was a case of applying online, and then I had a brief chat with Jill over the phone just to check my suitability for the course. And then in terms of what I'm hoping to do after, so I start my midwifery degree at UEA in September.
Brilliant, thanks so much, Sherry. So heading back to Elaine now, please. So Elaine, I'm looking to study through Sudbury, or at Sudbury. Can I have some advice for a career in languages, perhaps? So where would somebody go to if they want career advice? And you are on mute, so you might need to knock that off.
So if you are looking to start a career in languages, it really depends on whether you want to start teaching for Sudbury, and I'm sure they would love to hear from you if you do. So the qualifications that you need to teach adults for leisure classes are less than if you were teaching in a school. You can deliver with a passion for the subject to start off with, and you could do a little taster to see whether teaching a language is actually what you expected it to be. If you decided that it was, then the college offers courses where you can do teaching specifically for adults. Or you could look at doing your English and maths if you don't have them, and then look at doing a degree in education and teaching. So you can branch off and teach adults, children. You can get support from the college. We have a careers team who you can make an appointment with. So if you want to do that, they will talk to you about what the options are, what the qualifications you need, and they will be able to guide you to where you can look for more information. Or if you literally just want to give it a try, then talk to the team at Sudbury, tell them about the languages that you can offer, talk to them about the experience that you have, and ask them about whether you can maybe deliver a taster for them so that you can just get a feel for teaching, and you might find that actually it's the start of a whole new career for you.
Amazing, thank you so much, Elaine. The next question, I'm going to ask the same question, but I'll ask it to Jill first off, and then I'll also ask it to Joanne, because I think it sort of sits with both. So the question is, can you choose what centre you want to learn from, or does it depend on the course that you choose? So if I can ask Jill to start off with, and then we'll go over to Joanne.
Yeah, so you can choose which centre, and whichever centre is nearest your hometown. Not every centre has every course. It depends on sort of numbers of students and how many applications we get. But generally, depending on what the course is, you can get to choose a centre for access. So it's sort of very much, you need to check each year of what is running at which centre between Haverhill, Thetford and Sudbury.
Super, thanks, Jill. And then Joanne, from an AAT and accounting bookkeeping perspective.
Yep, So all of our courses run at Bury St Edmunds, so you'll get the level 1, 2, 3 and 4 at Bury St Edmunds. Out in the learning centres, we currently offer the level 1 and level 2. We're hoping to offer the level 3 in Sudbury come September. And yeah, we have them starting throughout the year at all the locations.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate that one. Okay, so we're rattling through them now, so only a few more to go. So again, if anyone has got any questions that they're not sure if they want to ask or not, please do. I appreciate that we've got colleagues that are answering these questions in the chat as well. So again, if you're not sure if we've answered it fully, now is a great opportunity to pop it into the chat. So here we go to the next question. So one back for Jill again. Lots of questions for the access to healthcare this evening. So hi, is it possible to start access to nursing access to healthcare this September? How do we apply for the tuition funding? Thanks.
Hi, yeah, absolutely. It's possible to apply. So you just need to go to the website that Elaine was giving you details of earlier, and look for the access course and go through the online application. And during the interview process, then we'll have another chat about the course, your existing qualifications, and we'll also talk you through the whole funding process and on what you need to do in that for that. So we'll talk you through the whole process. So you'll make your online application and then we'll get back in touch with you to talk you through the rest of the process.
Super, thank you so much, Jill. Okay, again, we are getting some more come through, which is amazing. Thank you so much for your interaction this evening. Again, if it becomes a successful event, we will look to run more of these events throughout the year, hopefully with slightly different spins on them as well, so we can put a little bit more information out there. But again, we would appreciate any feedback you've got. If you've enjoyed this event this evening, or if you change it in any way, please do let us know. So going on to our next question, one for Sherry. Nice and simple. Sherry, what made you choose West Suffolk College?
It's got a good reputation. I've got a friend that actually studied the AAT course at West Suffolk. And I liked the fact that I could kind of choose. The course was available in Thetford last September, and I'm right in between Bury and Thetford, so a couple of reasons.
Excellent, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that. Okay, so here's one for Jill that you may or may not know the answer to. We'll soon find out. So Jill, so I'm looking to apply for a degree that requires 112 tariff points. How does this value look, and do they incorporate science grades as well for the tariff points?
Yeah, so Sherry's already given a really comprehensive answer to this one in the chat. So each university course asks for so many tariff points. The access courses have a really complicated grid that's used to work out the tariff points, but Sherry's given us a lovely example here with her course. Her midwifery course requires 30 credits at distinction and 15 at merit, which is equal to 128 tariff points. So the access course itself will give you sufficient tariff points to go on to university. What the points that you actually accumulate will depend on how well you do on the course and how many credits you get at pass, merit or distinction. So it's not an easy one-off answer to that one. But if anyone had any particular questions, you know, feel free to email me and I can help them work that out.
Well, thank you, Jill. Appreciate that one. Okay, so we're coming up to sort of the last few questions now. Again, if anyone has got any last moment questions, please do put them in. Like I say, we're just sort of starting to round things up a bit now. So one for Joanne. So Joanne, this one. Hi, I'm looking to start a new career in finance. What route would you recommend I take?
That would depend on whether you're completely certain you want to work in finance or you're considering it. If you're just considering it, I would recommend that you join onto a level 1 course. However, if you're pretty sure that you definitely want to start in finance, then sign up for our level 2 course. We actually have a level 2 course starting on the 9th of March, and then if you were able to complete that, you would be able to sign up for a level 3 course come September. However, if the level 2 course isn't what you fancy, we do have both a level 2 course and a level 1 course starting also in April.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joanne. Okay, yes, another one that's just come through. I think this one's for Sherry. Let me just read it to make sure. Yes. There we go. Yep. So Sherry, what is the biggest challenge you face between balancing your everyday life and studying? Try and keep things quite grounded here, I think. Yeah, try not to get too heavy.
I think for me, it's fitting everything in. I've got 2 young children, 3 and 5. A husband that's in the military, so he works away a lot. And I also work 36 hours a week. So I find a weekly planner a godsend to just help me plan my time. And I update that weekly depending on whether I've got assignments due.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And you are an inspiration, Sherry. It is incredible to hear your story. One final question then, one for Elaine, and then we'll finish for our live session here for the adult education team. So Elaine, I will be 55 years old in April. What can I achieve soon?
Well, I would say I wouldn't worry about being 55 in April, except happy birthday in April, because we've got students who are 60, we've got students who are 60. I think my oldest student was 88 and he came to a beginner's computing class. So it's never too, you're never too old to learn. It's never too late to start a class. I would say if you are looking to change your career, maybe talk to the careers team, have a look at what's on the website, and just actually do something that you want to do. If you're going to start learning now, it's going to take some time, it's going to take some commitment, it's going to take some planning. So do what you want to do. Be like Sherry, you know, take the opportunity to retrain. And if you have found yourself not working at the moment, then maybe now is the time to think, what am I going to do? You're going to have to work until you're 67 or 68. So that's quite a big amount of time left. So the retraining that you do now is an investment in your future. So I would say actually just go for it. Absolutely go for it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Elaine, and thank you everyone else on the panel this evening. And thank you to everyone who's been watching this evening. If you've been watching live, it's been a pleasure to host you this evening. If you aren't watching this live and you're watching later on, just remember that because of the pandemic, things change at an incredible rate. So please do get in touch with us for the most up-to-date information about the courses that you were hoping to study, because we are upholding to the government regulation, and we obviously have your safety at heart at all times. But from myself and everyone in the adult education team, we thank you so much for being a part of this event.